This invocation is adapted from an invocation used at Wheaton College in Norton, Massachusetts. Spirit of good endings and better beginnings, as we gather here to celebrate the remarkable journey we have shared with the class of 2017. We are acutely aware of our blessings, the privilege of teaching and learning in this place, the freedom to challenge ourselves and risk each other, the courage to step out of our comfort zones and risk the big questions of meaning, of relationship, and of responsibility. But most of all, we're grateful for the blessings of community, of friends, family, and the extended Chesapeake College community gathered here. And for those of you who are with us, also only in spirit. There is no book that can teach us what we have learned from each other, especially from those whose experience and perspective differ dramatically from our own. Community, diversity, freedom, and risk-taking. These are the hallmarks of a truly higher education.
Please be seated. Welcome to the 49th commencement exercises of Chesapeake College. Thank you, Julie, for delivering the invocation, and thank you to the Chesapeake Bay Community Band under the leadership of conductor and retired Navy Commander Raymond Ascione for providing the music. It is now my pleasure to introduce the platform party. I would ask that they stand as they are introduced and that you hold your applause until everyone has been recognized. The platform party from my right, starting with the back row, Dr. Glenda Armistead, Vice Chair and Talbot County Trustee, Mr. Christopher Garvey, Queen Anne's County Trustee, Ms. Victoria Jackson Stanley, Dorchester County Trustee, Mr. L. Nash McMahon, Caroline County Trustee, Mrs. Margaret Myers, Caroline County Trustee, Ms. Catherine Poe, Talbot County Trustee, Ms. Brenda Shorta, Kent County Trustee, and Dr. Juliet Smith, Chair of the Faculty Assembly. In the front row, Ms. Joan Seitzer, Interim Vice President for Student Affairs, Mr. Timothy Jones, Vice President for Administrative Services, Ms. Lucy Hughes, Vice President for Institutional Advancement, Dr. Clay Raley, Vice President for Academic and Workforce Programs, Dr. David Skorton, Secretary of the Smithsonian Institution, Mr. Don Bradley, Chair and Dorchester County Trustee, and Mr. Timothy Dignan, the John T. Harrison Award winner. Thank you. We do have some special guests seated in the audience tonight. Dewey Blades, Trustee Emeritus, who served us for over 30 years as a trustee. Rich Bowman, former trustee and chair. And Mr. Wilbur Levengood, a commissioner from Caroline County. Thank you for joining us tonight. Graduates, this is your night. But without the love, patience, and encouragement of the family and friends who have gathered here to celebrate with you, your achievements would not be possible. Please join me in a round of applause for your special guests. This evening is also made possible by a faculty, administration, and staff dedicated to student success. Would the graduates and audience please join me in acknowledging the outstanding faculty and staff of Chesapeake College. It now gives me great pleasure to introduce this year's commencement speaker, Dr. David Skorton, the 13th Secretary of the Smithsonian Institution. As secretary, Dr. Skorton oversees 19 museums and galleries, 20 libraries, the National Zoo, and numerous research centers, including the Smithsonian Astrophysical Observatory, the Smithsonian Tropical Research Institute, and the Smithsonian Environmental Research Center. Prior to arriving in Washington, Dr. Skorton was the president of Cornell University. A board-certified cardiologist, he was also a professor in the Department of Medicine and Pediatrics at Weill Cornell Medical College in New York City, and in Cornell's Department of Biomedical Engineering at the College of Engineering. He is currently a distinguished professor at Georgetown University. Dr. Skorton is the first physician to lead the Smithsonian. Dr. Skorton is a strong proponent of business-university partnerships. He has been active in innovation and economic development at the state and national levels to bring business and universities together toward diversifying regional economies, a goal we certainly share here at Chesapeake. Dr. Skorton is also an avid amateur musician who plays the flute and the saxophone. He worked as a musician in the Chicago area and co-hosted As Night Falls, Latin Jazz, a weekly program on the University of Iowa's public FM radio station. Dr. Skorton earned his bachelor's degree in psychology and his master's degree in 1974, both from Northwestern University. He completed his medical residency and fellowship in cardiology at the University of California, Los Angeles in 1979. I had the pleasure of meeting Dr. Skorton while I was the executive director of the Institute for Community College Development at Cornell, and I learned then that he was a strong supporter of community colleges. I have the pleasure of introducing Dr. Skorton, who is a Renaissance man and a nice man. It is an honor to present to you Dr. David Skorton.
Gosh, that was so nice, I sort of wanted it to go on for a while. But I thank you very much, Dr. Viniar, for that really generous introduction. And I'm not surprised that you've had such a successful time as president of Chesapeake College, given your earlier successes, including your excellent track record at the Institute for Community College Development at Cornell. And I wonder if you would join me in recognizing this is the last time that President Viniar will preside at a Chesapeake College commencement as president. Congratulations. Well, it's great to be here on the Eastern Shore for such a happy day. Go Skipjacks! Let's try that again, graduates. Go Skipjacks! Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's good. And I want to share the first of many congratulations. This is a big day. It's your day. It's your day. It's not our day. You've done a lot of things to get you where you are today, and we're very proud of you. As I thought about what I wanted to share some thoughts with you and your families and friends today, the state of the world brought to mind a particular relevant phrase, an old-fashioned phrase, may you live in interesting times. Now, supposedly this was a Chinese curse, but there's actually no evidence that it was a curse and no evidence that it was Chinese. But perhaps we can just think about it as an early example of fake news. Now, if you are predisposed to thinking of our interesting times as a curse, I would understand that you might have some justification to do so. This graduating class, like the rest of us, will have to contend with the effects of climate change. You'll face a job market which is likely to become increasingly uncertain because of the proliferation of automation. And we are all living through this hyper-partisan era in which our elected officials seem less likely than ever to seek common ground to find solutions. But given the realities that I've just mentioned, it's all too easy to become discouraged, if not actually cynical. However, I think these really are interesting times in the truest sense of the word. They hold great promise for the future. We have a tremendous opportunity in front of us if only each of us and all of us will just grab a hold and do it. I believe that wholeheartedly because when things have been at their bleakest, wars, depressions, existential crises, the American people have always found a way to persevere and thrive. And I believe that we can and will do this again. Despite your achievement today, which is a big achievement, it is understandable that you may feel somewhat anxious about the details of your future and even be unsure exactly what you want to do next. But the fact that you've successfully taken on this challenge shows that you have the fortitude to be successful in life. This is true whether you arrived here fresh out of high school or came later to continue your education, and whether your next destination is the workforce or another institution of higher learning. So before you feel the urge to rush out and prove that my optimism is correct, or at least get out of these robes and celebrate, I want to tell you why I feel so good about our collective future. As a secretary of the Smithsonian, I get to see every day what smart, dedicated people do for the country. Not just the 6,500 employees who work for us, but also the 6,300 volunteers who work at the museums and the research centers and, of course, the National Zoo. In many ways, museums, like institutions of higher learning, are going through our own massive transformation. Much of that, as you know, is due to the pervasive influence of technology, from interactivity to communication to outreach. And perhaps the most obvious example of this is the explosion of connectivity brought about by the internet and the ubiquity of smartphones. Author Clay Shirky has written extensively about the kinds of active and engaged networks of people that social media can enable. In the TED Talk, he called our interconnected age the largest increase in expressive capability in human history. And I see a lot of that expressiveness at my job every day from Smithsonian's so-called digital volunteers. This army of 8,700 people around the world transcribe Smithsonian documents and data online. And they're critically important to our mammoth effort to digitize our collection. How big is our collection? 154 million objects. In this way, technology is helping us to reach people globally with our collections, but it's also enabling the people who help us to do so. The power of social media also becomes obvious when groups pool their money to accomplish goals that don't receive enough funding through traditional means. This so-called crowdfunding can take the form of philanthropy, like the viral Ice Bucket Challenge that raised $100 million in a month for the amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, or ALS, or Lou Gehrig's disease. That money led directly to researchers identifying a gene associated with this dread disease, a breakthrough that could lead to new treatments. The Smithsonian has also been the beneficiary of people's crowdfunding generosity. The National Air and Space Museum had a successful Kickstarter campaign to preserve the spacesuit that Neil Armstrong wore during his historic Apollo 11 mission to the moon. Now, technology is also increasingly giving hope to the underserved around our world. In developing nations, solar power, microloans, and clean water are lifelines to modernity. Bringing technology to underserved population has made huge differences in people's ability to care for and educate and feed their families. Here's one example. Between 2011 and 2014, the explosion in mobile technology in developing nations led to a 20% drop in the number of people who didn't have a bank account. This is a crucial development, and as the World Bank Group President Jim Yong Kim said in 2015, access to financial services can serve as the first bridge out of poverty. The tools of the digital age also allow people from a large variety of backgrounds to engage in what has become known as citizen science. collecting data on a massive scale and giving the naturally curious among us the ability to experience firsthand the scientific method. One such program that our Smithsonian Conservation Biology Institute takes part is the Global Amphibian BioBlitz. Its aim is to observe one of every amphibian in the world and create a database to study and protect them. So far, more than 16,000 amateur herpetologists have participated. Now, my outlook continues to be optimistic because so many of these technologies are being deployed by people for the benefit of their fellow human beings. Technology is a powerful tool, but of course, ultimately, it is only as important and effective as the people who wield it. The collective power of people to do good is so frequently underappreciated. Working toward a common goal, people can topple dictators, help cure disease, and change the course of history. Making our individual voices heard is still one of the most powerful aspects of the United States of America. That truth is at the heart of our democracy. It is why people from all over the world still aspire to the American dream. I've had the good fortune to meet many of them at our National Museum of American History, where each year many people from distant shores come to be sworn in as new citizens in naturalization ceremonies. As someone whose father was a Russian immigrant and a naturalized citizen, this annual event is always a moving experience for me, and I challenge anyone who meets these people and hears their stories of how they got here to question their patriotism. Seeing America through their eyes is to truly appreciate the ideals that our nation embodies. Immigration has always been important for the diversity it has brought to our nation. When people talk about diversity, they usually mean ethnicity, gender, or background, and that is certainly important for what is the American dream, but the notion that all have an equal opportunity to succeed. And thankfully, younger generations are already on board, you are, with a more diverse society. But just as critical as the dynamism and innovation that drives the U.S. is a type of diversity that author Scott Page identifies in his book, The Difference: How the Power of Diversity Creates Better Groups, Firms, Schools, and Societies. He addresses the value of what he calls cognitive diversity, the differences in how people think. Everyone sees the world a bit differently. Everyone has a different strength, and these different perspectives facilitate complicated problem solving. In fact, his research showed that the most diverse groups consistently outperformed the most talented groups. And here's another reason for you to be optimistic today. Education is still the greatest predictor of earnings in the workforce. According to our Department of Education, college graduates with a bachelor's degree typically earn 66% more than high school graduates, and over the course of a lifetime, that translates roughly into $1 million gap between a high school diploma and a bachelor's degree. And in 3 years, approximately 2/3 of job openings will require some post-secondary education or training, and many of these positions, associate degrees. Colleges like Chesapeake play a critical role for their students and for their communities and for their country. That is why I have for decades admired and worked closely with colleagues in community colleges in Iowa, in New York, and beyond. According to the National Center for Education Statistics, associate degrees awarded increased from 634,000 to more than 1 million from the 2002 school year to the 2012 school year, a jump of almost 60%, more than the rate at which bachelor's degrees rose. And an associate's degree provides tremendous value. The College Board's annual survey of colleges found that the average 2016 tuition of a community college is about 1/3 of that of a 4-year in-state public school and 1/10 of a 4-year private university. Even more impressive to me is the value an associate's degree can provide and will provide you once you hit the workforce. According to Georgetown University's Center on Education and the Workplace, About 30% of Americans with associate degrees, 30% with associate degrees earn more than those with bachelor's degrees. It is why there's a push to make community colleges free of charge, as the state of Tennessee recently did for all adults without a college degree or certificate. Another encouraging and quite important aspect of community colleges is their forward-looking devotion to a robust emphasis on the liberal arts. According to the American Academy of Arts and Sciences Humanities Indicator Project, the share of humanities-focused associate degrees grew from 25.8% in 1987 to nearly 39% in 2013. And I've noted that the liberal arts are a big part of the curriculum and culture at Chesapeake College, which I think is so important, and I congratulate you and the faculty. You know that the arts and culture enrich individuals and communities both intrinsically and practically. That understanding is reflected in this college's vision to prepare students as independent learners who are intellectually competent, technologically proficient, and who share the responsibilities and privileges of global citizenship. Those are the very skills that the arts, humanities, and social sciences help provide. They improve our ability to think critically, analyze, synthesize, and communicate. They provide a historical and cultural perspective, all of which can benefit scientists, society, and employers. So I know that each of you is prepared for the next phase of your life, no matter what comes your way. This past Earth Day, I stood on a stage not too different from this, looking at a large gathering of scientists, environmentalists, thought leaders, and students, no different from you. They were there as part of the Smithsonian's first Earth Optimism Summit, a conference of people working on one of our most critical challenges, our environment. If there is something that should be daunting, it's the state of our planet. Increased floods and droughts and dwindling natural resources, increasing opportunity for pandemic disease, all seem like problems with no easy solutions. But the people who work on these very problems are not intimidated. They are engaged, they're energized, and yes, they're optimistic. They knew that every problem has a solution and that every challenge is an opportunity. And as I looked over that crowd, I was encouraged and hopeful, just as I am looking at your faces today. So before I leave you today, as a longtime educator, I can't help it, I'm going to give you one more assignment in a few parts. First, I'm asking each of you to imagine the world as you would like it to look in 5 years, in 10 years, and then figure out how to get us there. Second, please don't let life's inevitable challenges dissuade you from making a difference. Author Angela Duckworth has written about grit, the perseverance and passion toward achieving one's goals that her research shows is more essential to success than talent. You need to be possessed of that if you want to go as far as you can. Third, be adaptable. Life is going to throw several curveballs at you for good and bad. And having agility of mind and spirit will allow you to roll with the punches and still come out ahead. And finally, and most importantly, please don't become cynical. Stay motivated, stay engaged, and stay optimistic. Now you go out there and make that happen. I have no doubt that you will. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Scorton, for your memorable speech. It's been a pleasure. And now to present the member of the class of 2017 who has earned the prestigious John T. Harrison Award. John T. Harrison was a Talbot County member of Chesapeake College founding board of trustees. The college community is indebted to him for his establishment prior to our first commencement of the John T. Harrison Award, which is given each year to a student who has demonstrated the highest performance in academics, leadership, and overall contributions to the college and to the community. The 55th recipient of the John T. Harrison Award embodies all of the qualities that we have come to expect from our recipients. Our winner has developed a record of impressive academic achievements and has demonstrated a continuing commitment to not only his success, but the success of his fellow students. At an age when many are prepared to wrap up their careers, Timothy is preparing to start a new one. His passion and service have been an inspiration to Chesapeake students, faculty, and staff. After a stint in the United States Air Force, Mr. Dignan returned to Maryland, where he began work for the Facilities Department at the U.S. Naval Academy in Annapolis. He retired from the Academy after 30 years. A licensed electrician, Mr. Dignan is the owner of Dignan & Sons Electrical Contracting. Feeling the need to serve others and recovering from his own health challenges, Mr. Dignan said that he had an epiphany in 2012. Nursing, he decided, would be his next professional pursuit, and he enrolled at Chesapeake College the following day. As a non-traditional student, Mr. Dignan worked through the challenges of returning to school while juggling a business and family responsibilities. Mr. Dignan is a certified nursing assistant with the University of Maryland Shore Regional and Compass Regional Hospice. He plans to pursue a nursing career in either surgical or hospice care. He will begin online classes for a bachelor's degree at Stevenson University this fall. A high-achieving student with a 3.4 grade point average, Mr. Dignan helped others as a tutor in the Academic Support Center and worked as a lab technician. He is the vice president of the Chesapeake class, MGW nursing class of 2017. Mr. Dignan was twice named to the Who's Who among students at the American universities and colleges. He's been on the dean's list through this time at Chesapeake and a member of Phi Theta Kappa National Honor Society. He also received the 2017 Chesapeake Choice Distinguished Achievement Award. Mr. Dignan was a panelist for the 2017 Student Leadership Conference and organized a campus-wide blood drive this spring. Tim is a wonderful candidate for the Harrison Award because he gives so much to himself in the community, said Director of Simulation for Health Professionals, Crystal Farina. He is joining the caring profession of nurses and has continuously demonstrated care to people in need, demonstrated support to people helping others, demonstrated compassion to children, and demonstrated kind-heartedness by helping Chesapeake College students meet their goals through tutoring. He continually gives of himself. Mr. Dignan, a Denton resident, has 3 grown sons and a grandson. It is with great pride that I present to you this year's Harrison Award winner, Mr. Timothy Dignan.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. My name is Tim Dignan. I would like to thank our president, Dr. Viniar, faculty, staff, Board of Trustees, and Mr. Harrison for this honor. It was 5 years ago that a dream of the ability to make a difference was merely a notion in the shadows of candlelight. With each flicker came a strength of an increasing light. I am still trying to absorb all of this and reflect where I've come from, how it matured in my future in caring and in compassion for the human condition. These 5 past years have been an exquisite journey for me here at Chesapeake College, my other home. The people I've met and the experiences that we've shared have made me a better man. I would like to share with you a little of my story and thank those that have made a difference in my journey. I've been an electrician and owned my own company for many years. Additionally, I volunteered for many organizations and concerns throughout my adult life. However, about 10 years ago, I began to feel an uncertain emptiness, a need to do more to make a difference, in addition to a growing desire for a career change. I thought long and hard about my future directions, perhaps too hard. In October 2009, I experienced a motorcycle accident. In April of 2010, just 4 weeks after the last cast was removed, related to the bike accident, I experienced a significant cardiac event and subsequently had open heart surgery. Initially, the recovery was tough. I learned what it feels like to take a step when the day before, my best effort was just to stand. As one step turned into 2, then 3, in 8 months I was walking 10 miles a day. I read the research, the statistics, and the prognoses. I simply decided they were not talking about me. I joined the gym and spent 8 to 10 hours a day participating in yoga practice, spinning class, weightlifting, and Zumba class for beginners. Although I only lasted about 3 weeks in Zumba, my hips never got the memo. Go figure. However, the results of my hard work baffled several doctors. On a bitter January eve, with a full moon casting a surrealistic crystalline nightscape on the burden laid down by the darkness, in sharp contrast to the warmth and fluorescent atmosphere of the local YMCA, where I continued my rehabilitation. Whilst pushing to the top of a bench press, nursing proclaimed the total of my senses. Racking the weight quickly, I sat up to ponder the epiphany before me. With a newfound direction, I gathered my things and headed home, vowing to visit Chesapeake College first thing in the morning. Arriving at Wild Mills, I was greeted by very friendly staff at the reception desk. It asked how they could help me. I enthusiastically announced, "I want to be a nurse. Where do I start?" I was directed to an advisor that sent me to the LRC for placement testing. With test results in hand, I returned to the advisor, which signed me up for 4 classes. The spring of 2012 semester began the next morning, and I have never looked back. My passion for caring and the desire to be a role model for my sons have fueled my drive. I was overwhelmed that first semester. Just learning how to use a computer was a challenge. Yes, I've been out of school that long. As finals approached, I visited the LRC to get a critique on a paper that I'd written when I met Haley Morgan. Haley was very helpful with her insight on writing, computers, and college life. During a conversation with Haley about our thoughts on education and goals, she recommended that I consider the honors program in the fall semester. So I spoke with Professor Harper and Dr. Strong, both of which agreed to learning contracts. I completed honors psychology, honors learning contracts in A&P 1, A&P 2, and composition. The honors program has allowed me to learn and experience what a textbook cannot teach. The director of the Academic Support Center, Melina Baer, gave me my first opportunity to spread my wings outside of the classroom. After completing level 1 training of the CRLA Certified Tutor Training Program, I tutored students in A&P 1, 2, psychology, microbiology, writing, and algebra. I've experienced the moving emotion on a student's face after diligently pursuing a concept from different angles to gain understanding. When they slowly look up with a smile that proclaims, "I got it." I have tutored and mentored students when they just needed a non-judgmental ear, and at times I've pondered which of us learned more. As my experience grew, I volunteered to take tutoring to the students. I need to thank Mary Lou Towie and all the ASC and LRC tutors and staff for their tremendous support. The LRC is a great place to grow. I have shadowed nurses and support staff in many of the departments at the University of Maryland Shore Regional Health. I was granted attendance to a conference on evidence-based practice in nursing at Peninsula Regional Medical Center. Further, I have written papers on those experiences and research in addition to the coursework as part of my honors contracts. I began volunteering at Compass Regional Hospice. And at the Chesapeake College Honors Presentation Day 2012, I presented a poster on the prevention of diabetes mellitus type 2. I completed an independent study, human-animal interaction, mitigating stress. I designed, proposed, coordinated, trained study staff, supervised and evaluated, and wrote a paper to summarize the data and made recommendations for future studies. I collaborated with the Animal Welfare League of Queen Anne's County and Chesapeake College's security and staff concerning safety, logistics, and scheduling. In addition to Dr. Davenport offering her honors class to staff the study, she graciously offered to be my advisor and allowed me the autonomy to follow through. While observing the study sessions, Dr. Davenport would pose what-ifs, which enhanced the learning experience. Dr. Davenport and Dr. O'Connor offered an invitation to be a teacher's assistant for their psychology and microbiology classes respectfully. Both were exciting educational experiences. The opportunity for work study in the science department was made available by financial aid department and with the approval of Dr. Welsh, Dean of Arts and Sciences. Working for Susan McGeehan as a lab tech was an incredible experience, fostering learning beyond what I anticipated. For instance, after hearing faculty talk about the lack of organisms in the local pond water, I contemplated what I could do to provide a solution. My thoughts led me to think of Blackwater Wildlife Refuge. I called the refuge to obtain contacts. And several calls later, I spoke with Matt Whitbeck, wildlife biologist, Chesapeake Marshlands, NWR Complex. I explained my request, and a mountain of government red tape was cast aside. The following week, I was partnered with a biologist to collect pond, brackish, and saltwater samples from areas of the refuge that were not open to the public. This day spent with biologists learning about the environment, and later the excitement of students as they peered into their microscopes proved the effort a success. As a student nurse of Chesapeake College McQueen Gibbs Willis nursing program, I have learned how to care and advocate for those in my charge and their families, to make a holistic difference. With dignity and respect, I have comforted those in pain, whether physically or in thought. I have held a hand to drive away fears, laughed with some, and shed a tear with others. With classmates, I have shared hard work, sleepless nights filled with medical texts, separation from family, tears, and fears. Hence, we are proud of our perseverance and accomplishments and share a bond to be part of something bigger than ourselves. Additionally, being a hands-on learner, the community service opportunities facilitated by Director of Simulation for Health Professions, Ms. Farina, and her simulation classes that provoked a constant flow of critical thinking were a great fit to my learning style. Furthermore, I would like to send a very sincere thank you to Mrs. Farina for her support, confidence in my ability, and for keeping me grounded. Continuing the effort to make a difference in the community, I have become the unofficial blood drive coordinator here at Chesapeake College. I collaborate with Anne Arundel Medical Center to bring the blood drive to our campus with a growing success measured in pints. I also work with Mrs. Farina, Marcy Malloy, Michelle Hall, Tyler Graham, and David Jones to coordinate scheduling, advertising, and security. Additional activities include Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society member, Vice President, Chesapeake College MGW nursing class of 2017 from 2015 to 2016. Distinguished Achievement Award winner, Chesapeake Choice Awards 2016-17. Outstanding Service Award, MGW Nursing Program 2017. Academic Achievement Award, Chesapeake Choice Awards nominee 2016. Who's Who among students at American universities and college honoree 2015, 2016, and 2017. Student Leadership Gender Bending panelist, promoting discussions on students entering a field dominated by the opposite gender. Offering support for the college at county budget meetings. Working backstage on 2 productions of the Peak Players. Hiking with the Outdoor Club, providing volunteer services in the community, and helping around campus when the need arises. Chesapeake College has provided opportunities and activities that I may not have experienced had I not come here. I would like to leave you with the following thoughts. Wherever you may be in your journey, follow your heart, your dream. Resist those that say that you can't, or perceive the need to project upon you, in a caring manner, of course, their plan for your existence. Further, it is perseverance, hard work, setting short-term goals that will see you through. Never fear to reach out or give of self. I wrote the following with holistic nursing care in mind, but I believe that it is applicable regardless of your path. The greatest honor in this life is to make a difference in the journey of others. Further, the extent of the smallest kindness may be held close, perhaps never to be realized, but shall profoundly dwell within the hearts of generations to carry on. Sublime is the journey that nurtures the exquisite destination in the everyday. As we witness the reflection of trust and well-being in the souls of those we care. Class of 17, let's go forward and do good things. Thank you.
All right, Tim, on behalf of the college, and now you've done all the speechifying, you get the award. So it's a great honor we present you with the John T. Harrison Award.
Timothy, I'd like to add my own congratulations for all of your achievements at Chesapeake, including the selection as this year's Harrison Award winner. You are indeed worthy of taking your place among our Harrison Award recipients. Congratulations. I would also like to recognize a very special group of graduates, the 26 students in attendance who are graduating tonight with a perfect 4.0 grade point average. Will our straight A students stand and remain standing until all have been called? Henry Nicholas Bauman, Eric Arthur Bell, Jason Roy Bigham, Michael Stephen Blair, Maya Lindsay Brannon, Tyler Anthony Bryce, Richard Eric Bundeck, Benjamin Caleb Callahan, Caitlin Marie Cantwell, Kia Michael Cohen, Ahmad Isaac Dejani, William Shane Jester, Jason Michael Lehman, Tessa Ray Masters, Jennifer Lind Miller, Matthew Bryant Orr, Gabriel Rose Parsley, Robert Thomas Richardson, Margaret Patricia Rupert, Rosemary Shorm, Amanda Soraya Signorino, Jennifer Lynn Zarek, Aaron John Wilt, Kaylin Joy Workinger, Katie Lynn Worm, and Jason Matthew Wright. Well done, well done. And now for the moment you all have been waiting for, the conferral of degrees. Audience members are welcome to take photos from their seats, but we need to ask that you not block the aisles or area in front of the stage so that the graduates have easy access to the stage. Photographs of every graduate receiving his or her diploma will be available. We appreciate your understanding, and will the candidates please rise? This is your last test. Joseph O'Neill Whitley, surgical technology with honors. Rebecca Dawn Towers, nationally registered paramedic certificate. Jennifer L. Zierick, surgical technology, honors with distinction, outstanding graduate, surgical technology. Soraya Signorina, surgical technology, honors with distinction. Logan C. Quinn, nationally registered paramedic certificate. Christina Marie Moyer, nationally registered paramedic certificate. Caitlin E. Leager, Basic Transfer Studies Certificate. Eldon Lloyd Johnson III, Nationally Registered Paramedic Certificate, Honors with Distinction. Stephanie Ann Harold, Surgical Technology. David E. Hall II, Nationally Registered Paramedic Certificate, Honors with Distinction. Sabrina Marie Glenn, Surgical Technology with Honors. Tamara S. Fletcher, Surgical Technology. Jenna C. Carter, Nationally Registered Paramedic Certificate, Honors with Distinction. Eric A. Bell, Basic Transfer Studies Certificate, Honors with Distinction. Spencer Harrison Adams, Liberal Arts and Sciences degree, Honors with Distinction. Julie Arain Andrew, Business Administration degree, Honors with Distinction, Honors Program graduate. Megan Adela Andrew, Business Administration degree with honors. Tanisha Monique Askins, Physical Therapist Assistant degree. Deborah Lorraine Batson, Early Childhood Development degree. Keisha Jenkins Batson, Early Childhood Development degree. Alexandra Powers Bednarik, Radiologic Sciences. Crystal Lynn Bradford, Environmental Science degree. Erica Elizabeth Breeding, Nursing, Registered Nurse. Caitlin Marie Brimmer, Liberal Arts and Sciences degree. Jennifer Ann Brooks, Human Services, Mental Health degree, area of concentration. Rachel Nicole Brown, Radiological Sciences with honors. Benjamin J. Bruner, Liberal Arts and Sciences degree. Tiana Cyril Bryant, Technical Professional Studies. Latoya DeJuan Burke, Legal Studies degree with honors. Sarah Catherine Burns, Nursing, Registered Nurse. Hannah Dayton Byerly, Technical Professional Studies with honors. Benjamin Caleb Callahan, Liberal Arts and Sciences, honors with distinction, honors program graduate. Brenna Noel Callahan, General College Studies degree. Olivia E. Cameron, Business Administration degree, honors with distinction. Caitlin Marie Cantwell, General College Studies degree, honors with distinction, outstanding graduate, General College Studies. Lexi Antoinette Cifolili, Business Administration degree. Trayvon R. Copper, Computer Information Systems, Interactive Web Design, AAS. Julie A. Crane, Human Services, Mental Health degree, area of concentration, honors with distinction. Ahmad Isaac Dejani, Liberal Arts and Sciences, honors with distinction, outstanding graduate, honors program graduate. Laurie Rekha Davis, Early Childhood Development degree. Evan Christopher Del Casal, Radiologic Sciences with honors. Kristen Elizabeth Dixon, Liberal Arts and Sciences degree. Timothy W. Dignan, Nursing, Registered Nurse with honors, Harrison Award. Patrick James Dillon, Computer Information Systems, PC and Network Management option. Olson Dorsey, Business Administration degree, honors with distinction, honors program graduate. Shanice Letitia Dotson, Business Administration degree. Caitlin Sky Eber, General College Studies degree with honors. Zachary Michael Eldridge, Liberal Arts and Science degree. Felicia Dawn L., Liberal Arts and Science degree, honors with distinction. Heather Ann Emerson Phillips, Business Administration degree with honors. Michelle Danae Emery, Human Services, Mental Health degree. Jessica Marie Eng, Liberal Arts and Science degree. Casey Marie Everett, Nursing, Registered Nurse. Marilyn Muir-Ave, Technical Professional Studies. Carter P. Finney, General College Studies degree. Yukesha Irene Fox, Nursing, Registered Nurse with honors. Casey A. Fox, Nursing, Registered Nurse. Christopher Patrick Gardner, Liberal Arts and Sciences. Mary Jo Virginia Gavin, Elementary Education, Elementary Special Education, AAT with honors. Gloria Jean Gibson, Human Services, Mental Health degree. Amber Marie Glotta, Nursing, Registered Nurse. Lauren N. Gomez, liberal arts and science degree. Allison C. Guti, nursing, registered nurse. Candice L. Gray, human services, mental health. Caitlin Victoria Greenwood, nursing, registered nurse. Nicholas Joseph Christopher Grigori, engineering technology, drafting and design technology. Sarah Michelle Grice, business administration. Hannah Grace Griffin, nursing, registered nurse. Kelly Lynn Hancock, general college studies. Gabriel Lynn Hantman, business administration. Helena Catherine Harmon, nursing, registered nurse. Carrie Marie Harris, nursing, registered nurse. Lily Patricia Margaret Hill, liberal arts and sciences. Shelley Ray Hill, human services, mental health, honors with distinction. Dornisha E. S. Holmes, nursing, registered nurse. Abby Elizabeth Hubbard, liberal arts and science. Jordan Mary Hubbard, liberal arts and science. Samuel James Hughes, criminal justice, law enforcement, honors with distinction, outstanding graduate in criminal justice and law enforcement. Heather Lynn Hudson, early childhood development with honors, outstanding graduate. Rachel Elizabeth Heiler, human services, mental health with honors. Danae Hinson, liberal arts and science. Chukuma Esebo, liberal arts and sciences with honors. Kristen Elizabeth James, elementary education, elementary special education, AAT, honors with distinction, honors program graduate. Justin Edward Jennings, criminal justice, law enforcement. Kelly Ann Jewell, nursing, registered nurse. Tasha D. Johnson, nursing, registered nurse. Catherine Matilda Jones, liberal arts and science. Rachel Marie Jones, general college studies. Rebecca Christine Jones, liberal arts and science, honors with distinction, honors program graduate. Jennifer Ann Jordan, liberal arts and sciences. John David Keeler, computer information systems, interactive web design, AAS. Shakira Janine Cassie, liberal arts and science, Surge Tech. Elizabeth Grace Kelly, liberal arts and sciences. Rebecca Lee Kelly, nursing, registered nurse. Cameron Arthur Killy, radiologic science. Amanda Marie King, nursing, registered nurse with honors. Tyler Erickson Kinnaman, liberal arts and sciences. Tiffany Nicole Knight, technical professional studies. Shaquille Knott, criminal justice, law enforcement. Janice M. Ladson, liberal arts and sciences with honors. Raven Janae Lake, liberal arts and sciences. Daphne Nicole Larmore, business administration, honors with distinction. Jada Cherie Leek, liberal arts and sciences. Sierra Rose Lednam, liberal arts and sciences. April Lee Lowe, nursing, registered nurse. Jacob Stephen Lowry, liberal arts and sciences. Linda Marie Martino, criminal justice, law enforcement with honors. Emmanuel Joseph Mason, liberal arts and sciences. Shelby McCaskill, general college studies, nursing, registered nurse. Faith Amber McCoy, business administration, honors with distinction. Samantha Lynn McCreary, liberal arts and sciences, honors with distinction, honors program graduate. Carlin Maraid McLam, liberal arts and sciences, honors with distinction. Grace Loretta American, legal studies degree. Reagan Kent Milby, liberal arts and sciences. Jennifer Lind Miller, technical professional studies, honors with distinction, outstanding graduate. Janetta Lynn Milligan, business administration degree. Monica Lynn Moore, legal studies degree, honors with distinction, outstanding graduate. LaRonda Cherie Murray, liberal arts and sciences. Catherine Elizabeth Nater, nursing, registered nurse. Elizabeth Ann Nelson, nursing, registered nurse. Catherine Christiana Norman, human services, mental health degree with honors and outstanding graduate. Ashley Taylor Oliff, nursing, registered nurse. Roberto J. Orellana, technical professional studies. Matthew Bryant Orr, business administration, honors with distinction, outstanding graduate, and an honors program graduate. Samantha Lily Owens, nursing, registered nurse. Gabrielle Rose Parsley, liberal arts and sciences, honors with distinction, honors program graduate. Heidi Elise Perhatch, liberal arts and sciences with honors, honors program graduate. Beverly Pierville, legal studies. Felicia Lynette Lee Pinder, human services, mental health. Sydney Laura Pollard, liberal arts and sciences. Amanda Mae Pretzler, nursing, registered nurse. Sherry Marie Price, nursing, registered nurse. Tamira Tisha Pritchett, nursing, registered nurse. Anne Michelle Putnam, registered nurse. Kathy Ruth Raymagnano, general college studies with honors. Ilo Justina Richardson, registered nurse, nursing. Fallon Lee Robinson, nursing, registered nurse. Kateria Destiny Lear Rodriguez, liberal arts and sciences with honors. Margaret Patricia Rupert, secondary education, English AAT, honors with distinction, outstanding graduate, honors program graduate. Tyrone Anthony Sampson Jr., business management technology. Pamela Sanchez, liberal arts and sciences. Angela M. Schindler, early childhood development. Robert Daniel Schultz, liberal arts and sciences with honors. Taylor Elizabeth Scott, radiologic sciences. Elizabeth Jane Shaw, elementary education, elementary special education, AAT, honors with distinction. Chandra Ahmad Shaw, liberal arts and sciences. Jordan Nicole Simmons, nursing, registered nurse. Sonia N. Somerville, Human Services, Mental Health. Justine Noel Spees, nurse, registered nurse. Nicholas Andrew Sprouse, General College Studies. Kathleen Davis Stafford, Liberal Arts and Sciences. Casey Lynn Stant, Legal Studies, Honors with Distinction. Heather Elizabeth Sterling, Nursing, registered nurse. Lauren Nicole Stiles, Nursing, registered nurse. Macy Florence Stubbs, Criminal Justice Crime Scene Technician. Miracle Divine Stuckey, Nursing, registered nurse. Jana Marie Teat, Business Administration with honors. Jody Blades Thomas, Nursing, registered nurse. Lisa Thomas, Nursing, registered nurse. Stephanie Thompson Leitzer, Nursing, registered nurse with honors, outstanding graduate. Jacob Anthony Tollett, Liberal Arts and Sciences. Judy Rose Turner, Liberal Arts and Sciences with honors. Brianna Lee Van Nieuwenhuizen, Nursing, registered nurse with honors. Savannah M. Verrett, Liberal Arts and Sciences, Theater and Performance Studies Certificate. Emily Louise Vauchel, General College Studies. Brittany Nicole Walker, Nursing, registered nurse. Sarah Dale Wallace, Business Administration. Dawn Marie Warren, Nursing, registered nurse. Nikishia Washington, Business Administration degree. Joseph Chase Webb, Liberal Arts and Sciences. Beverly Ann Webster, Computer Information Systems Applications with honors. Sarah K. Whitby, Liberal Arts and Sciences with honors. Brian Spence White, Theater and Performance Studies Certificate, Liberal Arts and Sciences. Sydney C. White, Liberal Arts and Sciences. Aaron J. Wilt Jr., Computer Information Systems, PC and Network Management degree, honors with distinction, outstanding graduate, and honors program graduate. DeAndrea Wimber, Liberal Arts and Sciences. Sarah Nicole Wise, Radiologic Sciences with honors. Jamie Christine Wright, Early Childhood Education, Early Childhood Special Education. Jason Matthew Wright, Liberal Arts and Sciences, honors with distinction. Lisa Marie Young, Nursing, registered nurse.
Will the certificate and degree candidates please rise? By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Chesapeake College, I confer upon you the certificate and degrees of Associate of Arts, Associate of Science, Associate of Arts in Teaching, and Associate of Applied Science, with all the attendant rights and responsibilities. You are now official graduates of Chesapeake College. You can be seated. And here to welcome you to your new status as alumni is Mr. Robbie Sheehan, who went on from Chesapeake to earn a BA in Political Science from Salisbury University and a Master's of Public Administration from the University of Pennsylvania. He served as the Deputy Chief of Staff at Salisbury University from 2011 to 2016 and currently serves as the Executive Pastor of the Uprising Church in Hebron, Maryland. Robbie?
Thank you, Dr. Vinier. It is so great to be home, man. I love this place. It is so great. Well, on behalf of the over 8,000 Chesapeake College alumni that we have worldwide who have graduated from Chesapeake College over the last 51 years, welcome to our family, graduates. Tonight, you are joining the ranks of a distinguished group of individuals. Many of our alums have gone on to become leaders of industry, government, business, agriculture, and education. Others have gone on to graduate from some of the most prestigious universities in the world. As one who is fortunate enough to use my experience here at Chesapeake to open doors, to serve in leadership in our community, and to attend a university like Penn, let me encourage you, always stay true to yourself. Never let anyone else write the narrative of your life story, but press in, dig deep, work hard as you continue to do, and pursue your God-designed purpose for your life. You will not regret it. So please stay in touch and let us know of your accomplishments, and always stay #PeakProud. And when you guys make your first million, make sure that the first check comes to the Alumni Association at your alma mater, okay? So as a symbol of your new status, you may now move your tassels from the right to the left. Congratulations, everyone.
Nine years ago, I looked out at a group of graduates, including Robbie Sheehan, and told them they would always have a special place in my heart because they were my first Chesapeake College graduating class. Tonight, my heart is overflowing. You are my last class. One of the many gifts that I will be taking with me next month is a model sailboat with this quote from T.S. Eliot printed on the sails. Only those who will risk going too far can possibly find out how far one can go. Only those who will risk going too far can possibly find out how far one can go. For many of you, coming to Chesapeake was that risk. It was a voyage into uncharted waters, but here you are, celebrating commencement, pausing before you set sail again, perhaps to another college or a new career, or like me, to whatever adventures life may bring. It is my hope that one day some of you will be seated on this stage, or even standing at this podium, experiencing the pride and joy that comes from knowing that we have helped you on your journey. I will always be grateful for that opportunity and for the privilege of being your president. Thank you, and good luck. Thank you. Dr. Juliet Smith, Chair of Chesapeake's Faculty Assembly, will now read the benediction. Following the benediction and the recessional, we invite our graduates, family, and friends to join us for a reception in the Caroline College Center. We would appreciate it if all guests would remain in place and standing until the academic recession has been completed. Please rise.
Eternal light, shine into our hearts. Eternal goodness, deliver us from evil. Eternal power, be our support. Eternal wisdom, scatter the darkness of our ignorance. Eternal pity, have mercy on us. So that with all our heart and mind and soul and strength, we may seek the wisdom, goodness, and strength to make this world a better place. Amen.